What's up, guys? It's Kevin Bobby from Reality Chat, and we have a very special guest with us here in the chat room today. You may know her from Bad Girls Club Season 7 and Baddies ATL. We have Judi Jai.
We're about to be playing Uno all day, and I'm the wild card. I will get loud as in this bitch. My voice carries louder than anybody in this house. Tonight I feel alive like Judi. We can play Ring Around the Posies. Pocket full of photosynthesis.
Hi, how are you? How is everybody? I'm so thankful to be on this platform.
I'm doing great. How are you? Like, what makes you happy these days?
I'm doing actually really well, besides all the haters who swear I'm not and try to drag my name through mud with gossip and lies. That's just not true. I'm actually really, really happy these days. I'm traveling a lot. I've always traveled, but I really found like that's something that is like really passion. I'm passionate about traveling, passionate about food. My, business Vixen, my perfume is like selling out. All of my merch is really moving. So I'm really happy about that. I'm tapping back into like what made me happy as a child. I'm starting to paint more and just, get into like my artistic crafts more, focusing more on music and just everything that truly makes me happy as a person versus, just reality TV. I'm also talking to a new guy, but I can't really, tell who he is, but he's awesome. He's famous. You guys all know who he is. He's very talented. Yeah,
Oh,
but he's just, helping me level up physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything. So I'm just really happy at the place that I'm at. I'm excited about where I'm headed and, just what I really want out of life moving forward as a grown ass woman. So that's where I'm at.
wow. That's awesome to hear. I mean, that's very loaded. It sounds like you're very on the right path. I like that.
Yes, I'm so thankful.
Perfect. So, of course, fans got to know you in 2011's Bad Girls Club Season 7. How would you, looking back, compare yourself, Judi from 2011 to Judi in 2022?
Oh wow, I'm completely different. Like I wouldn't say like like I'm not like a different person. I'm still very much me, but I'm a totally different me. Like some stuff, like when fans tweet me like gifts or like stuff I did, because season 7 was just added on Hulu this past spring. So I kind of relived the whole time period of 2011, and it's just so much stuff that I wouldn't have done now as a 32-year old, so but looking back, I had so
Yeah.
much fun and I have no regrets. It's nothing like that. It's just like, wow, I'm definitely at a different place. I'm way more spiritual. Although I was spiritual then, like talking to plants and a voodoo doll. I always was tapped into like my heritage, but I'm really spiritual now. Like I'm just more grounded as a person. I drink, I still party, but it's nowhere near as much as I used to. I smoke, way more. I don't really go to the clubs unless I'm booked. Back then, I just was everywhere, even when I wasn't booked. Like, it's just a totally different wave, like, just different energy, all in all. Like, oh, like hooking up with guys, like, just how, like, risque I was and promiscuous, nowhere near like that anymore. Really haven't had sex with a guy since 2014. But then
Oh,
again, I did have a
wow.
girlfriend from 2015 to like 2019. So for those 4 years, I was with a girl. But I just haven't, and since I broke up with her in 2019, I haven't been sexually active. So it's just a different, just kind of like tapping into my higher self where you could see on season 7, even though I was funny and having the time of my life, I was vibrating at such a low level. And I think that's the biggest difference. Like I just be like, wow, I was vibrating so low and not knowing it. But
Yeah.
But
it's all
it
about
comes with
growth.
growth.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
all exactly. It's all about growth and learning and making mistakes and just looking back and not regretting. Because like I said, I had the time of my life.
Yeah. Okay. Well, out of all the shows have you done, BGC7, Love Games, BGC 13, All Star Battle, Baddies ATL, which one would you say you had the most fun on?
My favorite show, and I always say this, it was definitely Love Games. because just the dynamic of the show was so different. Yes, there was drama, but it was more so based around getting to know guys, and kind of dating. I would call it like speed dating. If we look at it like that, it kind of was speed dating, getting to know different guys in such a short period of time and stuff. The house was beautiful. LA was gorgeous. Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose actually bought that house after we filmed. Yeah, that season. So that's how beautiful the mansion was, literally. Love Games was gorgeous. Like the dates, the vibes, it was very grown and sexy.
I got the voodoo for you, exes. Oh my God! Hit it!
So, speaking of all the shows that you've done, the most recent one was Baddies ATL. So we know that you left early before like filming wrapped. What would you say was the reason for you having such a hard time there on the show?
I mean, I think everybody knows like this, like it was definitely, Sidney. And it wasn't the fact that she's a transgendered woman, none of that. Like I said, we were real friends in real life for years. But just the I do have anxiety, and I was raised as an only child. I always had my own space and stuff like that. And even in like the Bad Girls Club and stuff, yes, I shared rooms with people, but this was like my early 20s. You know what I'm saying? And back then I used to really drink and be blacked out, and we used to just be up partying all night. It was a different, different time. I live by myself now. When I lost my mom and dad in 2014 and 15, I moved down to Atlanta. I'm a homeowner now and I live alone. It's just me and my dog. So I appreciate my space and, just my privacy and stuff. And like I said, on top of that, I do have anxiety. So I just feel like her putting me in a room to share with anybody in the first place was trifling, because I'm one of the top bad girls and I deserved my own room before many of them. And for her to put me in a room in a twin bed, it was just so shady. And especially the fact that she kind of premeditated all the nonsense that Sidney was going to do to me, so it was kind of like a setup. And I just couldn't take it anymore. Like she would blast the heat. She would be up all night on FaceTime with like her little booze, her dudes or whatever, doing OnlyFans content, really sexual stuff. It was just, it was just very disrespectful. And even when I'd be like, can you please turn down the heater? Girl, it's 4 a.m. Can you like be quiet? Just stuff like that. Like just loud with the lights on, the heat blasting on 90. Like it was just really ratchet. And I was just like, this is not cool. Like it ain't cool at all. And it's not like I could go anywhere else to have any privacy. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, you know what? I'm not going to lose my sanity here when I live 40 minutes away and can sleep in a king bed. Like this isn't like I'm not stranded in New Orleans, with production. I'm not in LA with the sound guys and stuff. Like, no, I'm down the street in Atlanta. My friends will come and scoop me, period. So I was just like, I'm leaving, because it was already like days in where I had asked Natalie, like, yo, I need my own room. Even Tanisha was batting for me. And when I saw nothing was changing, I was like, okay, well, I got to change myself then. And I'm about to change my scenery. So bye, y'all. It was just kind of like, even the dude I was talking to, it's kind of like, if they don't know your worth, at least you need to know it, and it was true. Like, I just looked around and I was like, this is bullshit. like, like I'm uncomfortable. I'm unhappy. I'm getting antagonized and literally harassed at this point, because y'all saw, like, I wasn't even doing anything to her. And she would just be like, oh, I'm going to go find Judi. It was very weird. And I was just like, I have already said stuff that I know I'm going to regret when it airs. Like I just don't want to be in a situation where she's bringing out the worst in me and bringing me back to a place in my life where I'm not at anymore. So I just to protect just everything, my brand, my image, my sanity, just everything.
Yeah. So with that being said, I know you said it wasn't the best experience for you, but would you say that there was anyone in the house that you felt like you got to know on a personal level, or who did you enjoy and who did you see like blossoming a friendship with?
I wouldn't necessarily say like friendships, like, but as far as like acquaintances and just me, realizing like, wow, they're cool as hell. For sure. I thought, I pretty much figured I would like 7 but I really do. Like, she's super cool, very pretty, chill girl. You know, she pretty much, you know, always kind of had my back with the Sidney stuff. She knew that it was ridiculous. She was kind of on the same wave that I was on in the house. Like, we don't really need to be here. You know, like, and kind of like, you know, and there was certain stuff that would happen and we just would question, like, dang, why are we here? Like, why would I come to this? But I really like Seven, dope vibe, and she's a Virgo. I'm a Pisces, so we automatically are like soulmates. In a sense. Janelle, for whatever reason, I did not think I would like Janelle. I don't know why. I just thought like she was gonna be annoying and, you know, like, but she wasn't. Like, she's cool as hell, beautiful girl. She was, you know, understanding where I was coming from with the Sidney stuff too, because she was being harassed by Sidney as well. So I really like Janelle. Me and Christina, I've met Christina years ago. I used to do bookings like with her and Rima around season 9 and stuff. So I've always really liked Christina.
Tanisha?
Oh, I love Tanisha. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous woman. And I've liked Tanisha ever since I met her on Love Games. Ever since she came and hosted the show, I liked Tanisha a lot. She really had my back. Like, she did back for me to have a room. When I didn't want to box Sidney in the bouncy house, she was like, do you want to fight? I said, no. She said, okay, leave her alone, Natalie. She doesn't want to fight.
And even at the reunion.
Yeah, and at the reunion, she stood up for me and said, Sidney, she didn't do that. You know, like, I realized, like, wow, Sidney should really have my back. And even to this day, like, outside of the house and reality, she always randomly calls me just to check up on me.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Wow. So speaking of your relationships on the show, we saw on the show at the reunion and kind of on social media that you've had some turbulent ups and downs with Natalie. When it comes to your relationship, where do you guys stand now?
Me and her relationship is so weird. Like, it's so weird. And it's always been weird. And I understand that because it was kind of like a battle of who's the best bad girl. And, you know, just like she kind of never wanted, you know, her crown to get taken. And me kind of like, bitch, I'm clearly the baddest. And just, you know, just like the ego, just of course, like season 4 is the best. No, season 7 is the best. Like, you know, typical bad girl stuff like that throughout the past. But like on 13, we did get cool. Like, I got to know her and she was dope, you know, and you know, she begged me to like do this Baddies ATL stuff. Like, she really wanted me to do it to the point she tweeted me over social media to say like, yo, we need you on this show, you know? So, I mean, it's a very weird relationship. She blocked me, you know, after we filmed the reunion. And I understand, like, I mean, she was probably embarrassed or shook that I kind of called her out for being a colorist and the things that she said on her original season. But it was like, girl, you're kind of trying to paint me as like a homophobe a little bit. Like, you're kind of trying to set me up in situations for me to say rude stuff, you know, because I'm being attacked and I'm trying to defend myself. But let's call it out. Like, if you're gonna call out me calling Sidney a man, girl, remember when you called Portia a gorilla nose? Like, you know, like, remember when you said those girls were too dark? Like, you know, like, hey, if you're gonna point out the stuff that I did on this season and what I said to Sidney after being obviously harassed and antagonized, let's honestly say what you said unprovoked. You know what I'm saying? You know, like after the reunion, I think she was kind of like blocked, like, because I called her out for all her shit too, you know.
Right.
But it's like, I don't hate her or anything. Like, you know, when Sarah was exposing her and dropping all the tea and stuff, I stayed out of that.
Right.
I didn't chime in. Most of the stuff I already knew. Like, I already knew everything, you know, Sarah said about her. Like, you know, everybody, you know, like things like she's rich and all this stuff, but really that's not the true tea. Like, I know what she really does. I know what's going on. Like, just, but I didn't chime in because, you know, it's not my business. And I don't really have that much animosity against Natalie. I just don't like the way she tried to little bow wow me on Baddies ATL. Like, girl, you know, out of anybody in this house right now, I deserve my own room. That's a fact. After you and Tanisha, it's me. We were the only 3 oxygen called to host the real reality with Andy Cohen and stuff. Out of 200 bad girls, it was us 3. They always pushed me, you, and Tanisha all the time. So for you to not even give me like a producer credit or even offer the opportunity was absolutely crazy, because everybody knows that I am the show. Like, so I know how to give a good show. It was just kind of like, okay, you're trying to sun me.
Yeah. And I feel like we were missing that. We were missing that on this show. I feel like because of the circumstances of your room and anxiety, I feel like fans, that made things a little bit different. We didn't get to really see Judi.
If I was comfortable and I had my own room to go and, relax in after filming and stuff, like I would have been 100%, willing to do my part on the show. But not only that though, it was just like in reality, I realized like, yo, I've outgrown this. Like I
Yeah.
can't deny the fact that this, I was outgrowing it on season 13. And you know what I'm saying? I did couples court, which is more, when I could walk on set, hair and makeup ready and do my job and
Yeah.
then go home, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But just sitting in a house and arguing about stuff that I really don't care about, it's, forcing stuff to, it was just like, yo, I'm over it. Like I've outgrown this. Like some of these girls still enjoyed getting on the bull and arguing about stupid stuff and getting in the bouncy house and boxing and stuff. And me, I'm just looking at it like, you guys look stupid. Like, like this is stuff we did a decade ago. Like I did this on season 7. Like, why am I doing it now in 2021? Isn't this Baddies ATL? Like, I mean, yes, we were supposed to have fun and it was supposed to be amazing, but just the circumstances and just how Natalie actually structured the show, it kind of, that's why nobody liked it. It wasn't right. It just wasn't right.
Yeah. So you have publicly announced that you don't want to do reality TV anymore. Is that kind of like the reason that you've been attached to these shows that are kind of drama driven and arguing and fighting? Is that part of the reason why you don't want to do it anymore?
Yes, that. And I'm actually talented. Like, I'm just going to be very honest. Like, I'm very talented. I can write, draw, paint. I make music. I can act. Like, I'm just in a place where I just want to be respected for my artistry, for my
Yeah.
talent, versus everybody knowing me from, oh, you have the voodoo for those bitches. Like, mind you, I love it. I will always have the voodoo for these bitches. I'm Louisiana Creole. It's me. It's my brand. It's everything. I'm just ready to elevate. Like, I feel like I've done all that I could on reality TV. I feel like I'm already an icon from the television show. Like, like I've made my mark. You know what I'm saying? Some women want to be just a reality star. Like I love New York. I mean, Tiffany Pollard, I love her, but that's what she wants to be. Like Nene Leakes, love her. That's what she wants to be though. Like Natalie, she wants to be a reality star. She's going to ride this wave forever. Me, I don't want to just be a reality star. I feel like I'm just so much more. Like I want to get my IMDb credits up. I want to like act more. I want to, go to like the Golden Globes and, just saying like, I want to be respected in Hollywood. I don't want to be, this idiot on television, to be honest. That's just where I'm at. And I got to be honest. And just even the dude that I'm talking to, like, he's such an artist. And it's just like, seeing him get acknowledged for like his work and his artistry, I'm just like, man, like, well, I won Love Games. Like, like I'm not downing it. I'm happy and I'm
Yeah.
so thankful. And yes, I'm thankful to have been in the television industry. And, like, oh my God, some people's dream is to be on reality TV and to be an iconic star. And I'm so thankful and grateful that I got that, because at one point in my life, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be on Bad Girls Club. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be a reality star, all that. All of that happened. Now it's time to, conquer new goals. You know what I mean? I've done it. I did it. It's great. It's never going anywhere. And I'm not saying like I don't ever want to do TV again, just that type of television. Like just me arguing with Sydney back and forth and her talking about my body and me being like, you're a man. Like, that's just so stupid. And it's just, that's not even like what my purpose here is. That ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. So I was just like, yeah, caught me slipping. That will never happen again.
Well, look, as far as Sydney goes, there's been a lot going on with you two on social media. There was the number leaking, the big game of who done it, Clue, trying to figure out who did what. What do you want to clear up about the whole situation?
Like, the truth of the matter is, her and that assistant of hers, I don't want to say his name, and he's not even really her assistant. He's like her homeboy. He was my homeboy. Like, in reality, they love this stuff. They love drama. They love the hype of it. Even like back during my season 7 days, because mind you, we were all friends. He used to work with me, very closely. Even back then, he would always try to, cause controversy for me to like hit the blogs and hit, just, get media attention. And I do get it. Like, you do want people to talk about you and stuff, but I want to be talked about for other stuff, not like attached to y'all names. Like, so don't even think for 1 second they didn't enjoy that. But the truth of the matter is, she did text me from his phone, and it was like on a Sunday night. And at the time, I was just busy doing other stuff. And this was even before me and Tiara got into it. I saw a lot of people being like, "Oh, she's finally leaking this because she wants to deflect what just happened with her and Tiara." No, like, I did it because I'm tired of Sidney, harassing me. So I was like, you know what? You want to play on my phone? Now all of my fans are about to play on yours. It was kind of like, I did. I wanted to leak the number, but it was definitely his number. And she most definitely texted me from it. That was her typing and all that. Everybody knows how she types. She's stupid. She's remedial. So you could tell, in the text messages that it was somebody that wasn't that intelligent. So it's obvious. Yeah, no, but I mean, it's true that, that was definitely her that texted me from his phone, and I gave them, what they wanted. That's pretty much, the truth.
So this has been going on, the whole back and forth with you and Sidney, for a while. Do you see any kind of resolution or reconciliation?
It's real on my side because I'm offended by the way she lied on me and acted towards me on television. Because, like I said, before we even filmed Baddies ATL, when I heard she was going to be on it, I called her and we were chit-chatting on the phone and talking about, wow, how we're finally going to, film a show together, because she had been wanting that forever. And then for us to be on a show together, for her to lie on me like that and say that I'm the reason why she didn't make Bad Girls Club, just blatantly lying, so she could have a storyline. She didn't really once think about what it could possibly do to my credibility or just my reputation, So on my end, I'm just pissed at her because she let Natalie put a battery in her back just to be the clown of the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she doesn't know when to stop. Like, Sidney, we're not filming anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could stop the act, but she just keeps it going because for whatever reason, in her mind, for her to be relevant in the Bad Girls Club world, or for her to possibly get picked for like Baddies season 2, for whatever reason, in her mind, she thinks she needs to beef with me. And that's just not true. Because at the end of the day, Sarah released the audio of Natalie talking about you, saying you were trash and you were the first to go. Natalie was caught, in audio saying Sidney was trash and she would be the first one to go. So I don't know why you're still like, trying to like kiss up to her and stuff like that. She doesn't like you and you look like a clown.
Well, in that case, that is disappointing.
So literally, I don't have. She did come forward and say that I'm not transphobic or anything, and she doesn't think anybody on the show was, which is 100% true. Everybody knows I'm not transphobic or homophobic. One of my best friends is gay. Actually, a lot of my friends are gay. I dated a girl for 4 years. Like, and on top of that, me and Sidney were friends for a decade before this show, and I've been knowing she was a transgender. So if I was transphobic, why would I ever be her friend? Like,
And to clarify, you have apologized.
Yeah, I didn't have to, be like, oh, you're a man, but at the end of the day, like, she did body shame me and call me unlimited bitches to my face. And I understand, like, what I said was rude, and at the end of the day, she was calling me a bitch, but all I did was call her what she was born as, and not only that, like, I called her a man after she said I had a fupa, was calling me unlimited bitches, was charging at me and stuff like that. I didn't have to, I could have said anything but that, and I do understand that. And I understand now how that can be offensive.
I think it's just maybe the delivery
Yeah, like, but I was
of,
lit and
yeah.
she was like calling me a bitch. And mind you, I didn't even say it right away. This was like 10 minutes after she called me a million bitches
Yeah.
and was charging at me and doing all that extra stuff with the camera. So
A lot of people have been, a lot of the fans in the comments are saying, oh, they need to do the conversation. This is for the conversation. Is that something that you would be open to?
no, I feel like our conversation was the Baddies ATL reunion.
Right.
Like,
That's all the talk you needed.
yeah. Like, weren't we? I didn't watch it. I saw the snips or whatever, but everybody is like, child, y'all didn't let anybody else talk. Is that true?
It was a lot.
Yeah, we kept going back and forth, and like Jason kept trying to talk, and we just kept talking over him and stuff.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mouthful, long-winded. Yeah.
Me and Sydney are crazy, but I feel like we make good TV, and it's, you know, that's dope. But it's just like I said, like in that situation, I'm not there no more. Like I'm not going to be disrespected while the camera is rolling, and you think that you can get away with it.
Right.
Then now I'm back in a space where I've grown out of, and you just took me back there. I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So post Baddies, we saw social media kind of caught a glimpse that you were involved with a show that Sarah was actually producing called The Real Baddies Take Back Atlanta. Can you tell us anything about it, where the show stands now, like when we can expect to see it?
Yes. Yes, Sarah did put together a show called The Real Baddies Take Atlanta Back. Mind you, I did not know that that's what it would be called. It was a surprise for all of us. If I would have known it was going to be called that, I would have told her to change it. Cause come on, man. Like I'd be telling her the truth too. Like, I don't want anything to do with this, like at all. And
So you feel like it was a stab at Baddies ATL?
I mean, of course, clearly. And I mean, with a spin of the Real Housewives and stuff. But as I told her, like anything with baddies in the name, everybody's going to rely back to Bad Girls Club. And the logo you're using is so close to Bad Girls Club.
Right.
Like, I'm like, this is Bad Girls Club. Like,
right.
You know, so I be trying to tell her, like, Sarah, like, get away from this. Like, it's washed. Like, it's over. I just be trying to keep it real. But the only reason why I did this was because Sarah is my friend and, you know, I support her. Yeah. And, but I really wasn't even like, I came 2 days after they started filming. I really popped in and out and stuff. Like I said, I'm just not there anymore. But I mean, it was basically to showcase, like, you know, the real baddies, like kind of like what, you know, Baddies ATL was supposed to be, just being boss women and in Atlanta. But the filming time was really short. And, but I mean, we did get a lot of good footage. We had fun. We partied at the club. Meeting Cute Marie was really fun. The other girls that were on the show was fun. You know, they're not Bad Girls Club, but they're other, you know, social media influencers and stuff. They were dope. It was a cute little experience. It was right before Thanksgiving. Really short filming time, and it is in post-production. She's pretty much still figuring out exactly what to do with the footage and stuff, but it is coming eventually. She just wants to make sure it's perfect, and she's just not pushing out just anything, you know, especially after that other OnlyFans show and the drama that came with that. She's just really being careful with this one.
That other one was a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we mentioned the Sidney thing back and forth on social media, but recently you also did get into it with Tiara from your season. I know you posted about it on social media. Where do you guys stand? Do you guys have an understanding? Did you guys make up? What's the status of that?
I don't think that we really came to a resolution yet, but I did DM her to let her know, like, I did not have to, you know, leave that comment. Even as harmless as I thought it was, and I obviously wasn't trying to come at her or anything. I was just speaking my truth and the truth that I know. You know, I apologized and I was like, girl, we're too grown for this. Like, you know, so it's kind of like, we're not beefing, we're not enemies, but right now we're just kind of like giving each other a breather. And at the end of the day, we're grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a mom, 2 beautiful kids. Like, she's on a different, you know, path, and I am too, you know, with what I got going on. So it's just like, it's no beef. Like, we're not mad. It was just like, okay, that, like, let's relax just a minute, because I didn't have to leave that comment, but at the end of the day, she didn't have to go live and drag me like that. Like, I just felt like it was a bit much. And the things she was bringing up was from years ago, like 2012, 13. Like, I had thought we were over that. Like, if you're going to go live, then talk about the comment I just left. Don't bring up dead bodies from the graveyard that we've long, like, cremated and buried. Yeah, because now you're making me mad, and now I'm going to just keep going, so it was unnecessary. I understand for me to leave that comment, but I was just speaking my truth. But I guess I didn't have to do that at all. And I do understand that.
Well, life happens.
Yeah, shit happens. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like a lot of fans are like, I mean, dang, Tiara, this is how you really felt about her the whole time. You saying that she's not a real friend, but are you? So I'm just like, okay, like, her claiming I was on drugs or somebody told her I do drugs. That's bullshit. Like, you can hear it in my voice. I'm not on drugs. Like, have I done drugs? Yes. But like a little bit of coke here and there, like at parties. Like, I'm in the industry. We work in Hollywood.
Listen, I live in LA.
Oh my God, that is so normal to me. Like, I just don't get it. Like that. I mean, saying something like that in 2022 about somebody after people are like, we're in a pandemic, like it's COVID, people are dying. Like, that's just that's the lamest thing you could say, like the corniest. Like, people are literally like prostituting themselves on the internet and selling coochie for $10.99. Like, girl, if I want to have a little coke, like, leave me alone. Like, that is so weird. Like, I'm not out here being a prostitute. I ain't selling my soul. Like, I'm literally minding my business. Yeah. So like that, I just felt like that was the corniest thing you could say. And then to make it seem like I'm on drugs, like I do drugs, that was ridiculous, because you could see that I don't do drugs. I'm looking the best that I've looked in years. So I'm sounding the best. I'm doing the best that I've done in years. So just to even like say that, to get haters like to just diss me and stuff, it was so weird to me.
Well, looking your best, that led me to my next question. So you did share on social media a little glimpse that you got the new body yaddy yaddy. How was that experience for you?
I'm so thankful and like just happy that I did go ahead and go through with it, because I was such an advocate of being like natural, like no, natural body. But in reality, like, to go further in the industry, and it's just the reality of it, you do have to look your best. Like, I mean, it's so shallow, but it's the truth, and just in general, you as a woman, you want to feel good. As anybody, you want to feel good and be at your greatest and stuff. And I had gained so much weight, not only during the pandemic, but just through the years of being on television and drinking and hosting events and stuff. And I'm not the type of girl to like go to the gym. I'm not a gym girl. I don't exercise, and I'm a foodie. So, right. So I eat everything under the sun, and then I drink as well, so I was never going to lose that weight without this little lipo, and I'm just so happy. And I've always wanted hips, like, like the curvy look is just so sexy and stuff. So I have it now. So I'm really, really happy and just thankful. And the recovery process was way easier than I thought it would be. I was really scared about the pain, but the pain only, I mean, mind you, it was excruciating like the first 2 days, but by the third day, I was okay. So it was worth it. I could definitely handle the pain, and the healing process. It's just amazing. Like, I love the way my body is molding. So I'm just really excited. So thanks, Sidney, for saying I have a fupa, because now I don't. What fupa? Like, where? Now what? So yeah. Now she has a lipo appointment coming up. So yeah, girl, your fupa.
So one thing I do want to ask you, what is one misconception that you think a lot of people have about you?
People really think that like I'm crazy. Like mind you, I'm crazy, but in a fun way. Like I'm funny, I'm hilarious, I'm unpredictable, like crazy. Am I a little nutty? Like, yeah, but who isn't? Like but when like that number texts me, the fact that people really would think that I would sit there and text myself, like people think I'm like that. Like just like playing on people's phones with fake numbers and fake pages and stuff. And I really don't do that, like, at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, does everybody have a fake page? Duh. Like, you'd be lying if you said you didn't have a fake page. You know, like, of course, everybody got a little fake page.
I have one.
Yeah, you know, everybody has one. Like, let's stop. Like, we all have a fake page. But people think that I just be on my fake page, like under like the BGC pages, like just talking shit. Like, that's really not what I do. Like 100%, that's not. And they think that I'm just like 24/7 drunk. Like, just, I'm like an alcoholic and drunk all the time. And that's just 100% not true. I smoke way more than I drink. And I don't even drink like that, like as much as people assume that I do. It just so happens that when I'm on television or something, mind you, I spoke about it, I have anxiety. Drinking kind of helps me loosen up. And unfortunately, in those type of situations, everybody be drunk. You know, like, it's not just me. Everybody is just as drunk as me. I'm just the one that shows it the most. But everybody be just as drunk and drinking.
And a lot of times producers are feeding y'all drinks.
Yeah, like on Bad Girls Club, I mean, what there would be no show without alcohol. There's a reason why we're not allowed to smoke on shows like that and stuff, which is different with Zeus. You know, it's a Black-owned network and Lemmy owns it. So we kind of have more leniency, like people were smoking weed and, you know, hookah pens and stuff like that. It's a different time, a different network. But on Bad Girls Club, when we were smoking weed then and stuff, nobody would be fighting like that. We'd be chilling, you know. It's a part of the blueprint of how to make a reality show juicy and how to cause drama, and it's alcohol, you know. So people really think I'd be just crazy and drunk all day on my fake pages, and I don't. Like, so I actually be sober and like painting and stuff. So it's just really weird. Like, and so that's where I'm at. Like, I'm just trying to push out really who I am and stuff versus who people want to believe I am.
Right. So that brings me to my next question. So you've explored kind of just like every avenue of the industry. You've done reality TV. You're into music. You've released a book. You have a scent. You have a hot sauce. Is there anything that you haven't covered yet that you want to get into?
Honestly, I really want to obviously get way more deeper into music. I belong in the music industry, period. Like, I feel like my biggest regret, and I don't have any, I wouldn't necessarily call it a regret, but if I could go back to like 2011 when my first season aired, I definitely would have stuck with music. Like, throughout the years, I dropped like a song here and there. But if I knew what I knew now, I would have really, really stuck with it. I feel like I could have been way further, but it's not too late for anything. You know, we're in the streaming era. Yeah. So I really want to get deeper into the music industry. And I also want to work for like Disney and stuff like that. Oh. Like, you know, yeah, I can paint for real. Like, I'm into animation and cartoon art, voiceovers, stuff like that. Like, definitely that type of art, like writing jingles, you know, for movies. And
well, you know, you had your own jingle for the Judi show, so you already are.
Yeah, you know, like, I love you. Yes, you know, like, I can do this. Like, and right off the bat, like, I'm really like, it's just, it's what I'm really good at. Like, I just have the talent for that type of stuff. So I just really, really, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just know, look, I mean, I talk so much shit like about the girls and stuff, but it's because for so many years I've been literally like, and I don't want to sit here and be a victim. I'm not a victim, but I mean, nobody can deny the fact how these girls has treated me these past years on every show that I've been on. You know, mind you, I call some of the stuff myself. Yeah, nobody's perfect, but I mean, I've literally have been just bothered by a lot of these bitches all these years. So I'm not trying to talk down on them. If they want to continue to do reality TV and do that, and that's what makes them happy, then, you know, I wish them the best. But for me, I really, really want to get like into Hollywood. Yeah. Like deeper, not saying because we are in Hollywood, but you know what I mean? Like, I want to be rubbing shoulders with like the Nicki Minaj's, not the Natalie Nunn.
You want some critically acclaimed.
Right. Yes. Like, yes. Like, for instance, like Jason Lee, like he's doing his thing now, you know, and I'm not saying he never did, but he is really winning right now. Like, and he started out on Love and Hip Hop. Right. And now he's like winning awards for journalism and interviewing Kanye West. Like, I see that happening with you too, you know, so there's levels to this. And I've literally, like I said, have done everything that I could do in reality television. At this point, it's just going to be redundant and me going out bad and looking crazy and being too old to be doing that. And, you know, I don't want to do that. So I know when to stop. Period.
Great. Well, look, I appreciate you so much for taking the time to talk with Reality Chat today. Is there anything coming up that you want to let your fans know about? Anything you want to promote?
Yes, besides unlimited music coming out, like I'm pushing it. You guys can stream me on all the platforms, Judi Jai. To get to all of like everything me, like my book, my merchandise, everything like that. I am dropping a new hot sauce this summer. It's my Linktree/Miss Judi Jai. You can get to it from all of my internet. My social media outlets, all of it, like my link, it goes everywhere. Anything on me, the Linktree. But I also just hosted my first reunion this past December. It's a new reality show coming out to Out TV on Apple TV. It will be streaming on Apple TV. So I'm super excited. And it's actually a LGBTQ show. I believe it's 7 people. It might be 8. I forgot, but they're all amazing. And like, they're working at this barbecue restaurant during the summer and it is juicy. Like a lot of drama. You guys will see like literally like love unfolding. Like it's awesome. Everything that you guys will love. Like I definitely see some potential in some of the castmates to go way further in reality TV, other shows and stuff. So yes, I did host my first reunion. I don't have an air date or nothing yet, but just stay tuned to my social media because any info I get, I'm going to be plugging it. So
dope. Well, you guys heard it here. Keep on the lookout for that. Again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with Reality Chat. Take care.
I love you so much, cutie pie. And I can't wait to party with you next time you get to Atlanta.
Period.
Thank you so much for having me on your platform. And I can't wait to see what's in store for you.
Thank you.